Hello. Today we're going to go through a couple of different types of dealing with photos in Design Conductor. We'll specifically discuss just a regular photo and an image gallery and how to remove and replace both a photo and the images within an image gallery. So we'll start out by creating a new document. And I'm going to start with a photo, or excuse me, a brochure. We'll go ahead and select this one, Glover Knock Garden Trio, trifold. So we can take a look at what our document looks like as a trifold. We got our front page here. This is our primary panel, front panel. This is the back panel. This one folds in, and then when we open it all up, this is the inside of our brochure. So we'll start by creating the document, give it a name. We'll bring this up. You can see that took a little while for it to load. And one of the reasons it did that is because this document is very photo heavy. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular size photos, and we also have 6 photos in here. So it's taking all those photos and it's processing all of them each time we make a save to the document. For instance, if I were to change this to something like get to know us and hit save, what that's going to do is it's going to automatically regenerate each time we hit save. And you can see it takes quite a while for it to build the preview. But we get a preview that is exactly what we expect it to be. The way to shorten that time period up or eliminate the time period altogether is to deselect automatically regenerate. And what that'll do is it won't process the whole document each time you make a change. Instead, it's just going to log it in the background and let you continue editing the document. And then when you choose to, you can regenerate it with this button here. So we'll do that really quickly here. Save. And you can see that it's still program qualifications here, even though we typed in things that you need to know. In order to activate that, as I said, click on regenerate, and it will go through and it'll take and process all of the images, all of the everything. And there we go, things that you need to know. Okay, as I said, we're going to do some editing of images here today. So we'll start with the image on our front page. And if you want to see, it's kind of hard to see, especially the text in each of these pages. So if you want to see it closer, go ahead and select the single page icon rather than the double page icon or multi-page icon. And that shows us a much closer view. And if you want to see the second page, you can select it here. Or you can select it down here from the thumbnails, the page thumbnails. So we're going to edit this image, and as usual, whenever we want, if there's something that we can edit, we just hover over it and it will give us the sort of jade green outline. And this is an image. And we want to add a new image. So we'll click on Add Image, and I've got an image loaded up on my device that I downloaded from the Design Resources folder. Click here to upload it. And let's do a nice graduation image. All right. So here's the image, and what we're looking at here is the border of what the image is right now. If this was longer like this, it would be a shorter rectangle rather than the more or less square image that we have here. Let's say that I want to bring her over. I can click the image and drag so that she comes closer towards center maybe. And if I want to, it's kind of an awkward space up here right now. Let's say that I zoom in, and now I can move her around a little bit more. Maybe try to get her right on that first third line. So I've got first third line here, passes right between her eyes there, and then her eyes on the horizontal are right on that first third line going down. All right, so I like that. I'll go ahead and hit save. And remember, automatically regenerate is not selected right now, so this image won't change. Hit save. And just like that, the image didn't change. We'll go ahead and do that with this image as well. Adding from my device. Let's show you something here real quick. The options are from device, from the library, from a previous document, or from a QR code. I'll be honest, I've never used the from a QR code. I've used from library, and what that does is Design Conductor comes with a library option where you can load up images. Right now we have no images in that library, and I don't really plan to place any images in that library. We have such an extensive library already in the Design Resources folder that we wouldn't actually be able to fill, or we would overfill this library with the subscription level that we have with Design Conductor. So we'll just leave it as is, and we'll go to the Design Resources folder, to our Design Resources shared drive, to collect this kind of stuff. All right, so I'll hit cancel. A momentary glitch there. And I'm going to go again from my device. Click here. Studying in the dorms. Okay, and remember we can zoom in if we want to do this, something like this, super tight on his face, or if we just want to back it out. And we again look for those thirds lines. So now I've got this nice line right here. I might back it out even further. There we go. Now we're focused on him. Again, nothing changes until we hit regenerate. And regenerate, again, takes quite a while. And it'll kick us back into the multi-page view. But we have our graduation image here, and we have our students studying in the dorms. Now the next type of image, or image type that we'll be working with, is this here, and this is an image gallery. This design currently takes into account having about 6 images, or 2 rows of 3, or just 2 rows depending on how the images end up being laid out. This is not the most intuitive of areas, and I completely understand that. I often struggle with this area as well. You can see that we have a couple of different size images here. So this far left one and the center one on the top row. Specifically, this far left one we can see here it's actually the medium size. I would suggest leaving all of these as large sizes, and we'll get to that in just a second. My suggestion, if you're going to be removing and replacing images, is to either do it one at a time or to add all of the images that you want in an image gallery and then remove all of the placeholder images. But do not remove the placeholder images first. If you do that and you hit save, then the entire image gallery section will go away and you won't be able to get back to it again. So, like I said, I'm going to start by adding an image here. And it's the same dialog that we had for regular images from device, library, previous, and QR code. And we're going to select device again. So this is what I was talking about, the image size. We have three options, small, medium, and large. And generally, if I design these, I'm going to design these for large images. And let's say we're going to go with this picture of the sun. Okay, so that gets it ready to load up. In order to load it, we upload the image here. And so this is the size of the image that the image gallery is built to accommodate, or rather the shape here. We would have three equal images all the way across. That's great if that's how we want to do it. We can also change this, the size of the image or the arrangement of the image. Oopsies. I click save. Again, we're not automatically regenerating, so nothing's happening. And I'm going to go ahead and remove, say, this one. I hit regenerate. And there you have that. And go back to our image gallery. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and edit this image. Make it large and update it. And let's see what that does for our image there. Should make it larger in that area. And it does. You can see that it does make it larger, so it doesn't have the awkward white space around it, or gold space in this case. All right, I'm going to remove another one here. I'll remove this one of the graduates. And what that's going to do is shift everything. So this image is going to shift here. This image here is going to shift up to the right corner. And then these two images should center themselves on this second line. And boom, just like that. Let's say that we like the way these are arranged, but we want to stretch this picture of the sun back out. We'll go in here and crop the image. We can start by going, because there's no other information on either side, but we did crop this image initially. So we'll start with revert to original. And you can see it stretched it way out. And now we'll recrop it. And remember, it goes back to that default size. little awkward resizing is here. So there we go. Now we got a little bit more black around the edges. And we'll hit save. I'm going to go ahead and do that to the one to the left of it as well. And again, we're going to have to revert to original in this one because, again, remember we don't have anything on either side. And TD says it is. We still have to go back in and crop. Okay, so we have that same size again. Stretch it out. As we extend past the border there, it pulls that left-hand side to us, or we can always just drag the left-hand side over. Come back over here and save the image. All right, so I'm going to regenerate and we'll see what that does. We should have two wider images here in place of these relatively square images. And there you go. And so what we did was we edited regular photos, removed and replaced some photos here, and then we also worked on the image gallery, where we replaced a couple of these images and edited some of them as well. So the other thing I wanted to touch on was if you find that it's operating really slowly for you, make sure that you unclick automatically regenerate. Or if you want, if you're fine with automatically generating and knowing that it's just going to take a little while after each save, which is generally what I do, go ahead and leave it checked, and then you know that you're going to be looking at the most frequent update of your file. One place where that really does come in handy is, say you're editing away. Maybe you're editing in the multi-page view like this, and you do several edits all over the place. It can't remember which ones you've actually edited or not. Then you have to hit regenerate. The nice thing about automatically regenerating is you'll always know it's perfectly up to date. All right, that's all I have today for editing images or removing and replacing images. I hope that works out for you. Let me know if you have any difficulties. You can get in contact with me, Mike_LOZAR at skc.edu, or my extension is 4831. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon.